Hello, my name is George, and today I'm going to do a quick video on why the upcoming Nvidia Ampere RTX 3080 series of graphics card is bullshit when it comes to Nvidia explaining that there will be a 50% boost in performance and power consumption. So first things first, you can't really get past the law of physics on these things. You can't shrink your die size and automatically think that there's going to be a 50% improvement in performance. So you're talking about going from 12 nanometer, which is the current generation of RTX cards, down to 7 nanometer. And yeah, that'll intrinsically gain you a performance boost, so that'll intrinsically gain Nvidia a performance boost. But it by no means means that Nvidia will be able to get 50% more performance wireless consuming 50% less power. So this is kind of a deceitful way of advertising this launch. This information or this leak from Nvidia came out right after AMD is leaking information that their upcoming 5900 XT will be released in the next couple to a few months down the road, or what's assumed to be what will be released in the next couple months to maybe a few months down the road. Well, anyways, in any case, it'll be sometime soon when Nvidia or when AMD starts to release their full fat 5900 XT, which will be the flagship card from them, and is supposedly we don't know any of this. Again, you have to take this all with a grain of salt because this is just leaked information. That it will be able to compete with the 2080 Super or maybe the 2080 Ti. In any case, we've heard leaks about the 2080 Ti Super off and on, so we keep hearing that it's going to come, and then it turns out that it's just a fugazi. But yeah, let's say that AMD does release their 5900 XT, and it's double the compute performance of what is currently available in the form of the AMD Radeon 5700 XT. Yeah, that does not directly correlate to the 5900 XT being able to deliver twice as much performance. We don't even know or have any leaks, or we don't have any leaks regarding whether it will contain hardware ray tracing or not. Yeah, but it's basically, you have to take this really with more than just a grain of salt, like a brick, or maybe like one of those gigantic blocks that you see in the Egyptian pyramids. That would be more or less the colloquial grain of salt that you will have to swallow in order to kind of accept this beforehand, right? With that being said, I have no doubt if the 5900 XT comes out, then Nvidia will most likely release a 2080 Ti variant of its, or 2080 Ti Super variant of its current 2080 Ti in the form of a full-fat GT102 Turing RTX card that is basically a Titan RTX card that's for the RTX line of consumer GPUs. But I have no inclination that anyways, there's no possible way in my mind that there will be a 50% gain in performance correlating to a 50% reduction in power consumption. Okay, so this is just like marketing speech, marketing BS. I do believe that there could potentially be a 50% boost in performance, although that's also hard to believe. It'll keep the current TDP, so let's not say TDP. Let's just say it'll keep the current power consumption, maybe a little bit less, but definitely not 50% less, while it's boosting maybe 50% in performance for traditionally rasterized tasks. Okay, so just like your traditional games and stuff. With that being said, when you look at NVIDIA's history and the incremental upgrades in traditionally rasterized performance, which is generally sits at around 30% per generational release. It's hard for me to swallow that it will indeed be a 50% increase. There's a caveat here, and this is really like half-truths within half-truths. And if they are to release anything that's like basically guaranteed to have a 50% performance, it is the ray tracing features baked into the RTX cards will be able to crunch through ray tracing tasks, so it'll give you 50% boost in ray tracing performance while playing a game with ray tracing assets on. And that's the only thing that I can really believe that Nvidia will be able to boost performance by 50% on. So otherwise, you're probably going to be realistically looking at a 30% gain in performance in just regular old rasterized games, and then any game with like RTX features on that like tanks the FPS even on the 2080 Ti that's currently out may possibly be, with a good chance, be boosted by about 50%, and that's where they'll most likely keep their word. So, I mean, you can kind of see they're kind of advertising it like the RTX 3080 will be able to outperform current gen by 50% and 50% power consumption. That doesn't really make any sense whatsoever. So just remember that if you're trying to save up your money to purchase a 3080 when it comes out, probably in the later half of this year. Sorry, I gotta catch up with my years now since it's now 2020. In any case, it'll most likely be guaranteed to be on the 7nm process, and it will be, if anything, 50% faster in ray traced games with ray tracing assets on versus the 2080 or the 2080 Super of current gen. So not even the 2080 Ti. So my opinion is that you should never wait for new hardware to be released. You should enjoy and purchase current gen hardware as soon as it's released, so you can enjoy it as long as possible before another upgrade cycle comes out, and you can decide whether or not this is enough for now and whether you want to upgrade in the near or subsequent future. But it's definitely not going to be a 50%. Well, I'm definitely thinking that it's not going to be a 50% increase in RTX performance versus like a current gen 2080 Ti or something. So if you go by the numbers, I think the current gen RTX 2080 Ti can crunch through RTX features about 40% quicker. So maybe it'll be a little bit quicker than current gen RTX 2080 Ti when it comes to ray tracing games. Okay, so turning on those ray tracing assets within games and its tank and performance, it'll raise those by about 50% versus the current gen RTX 2080. So it's kind of hard for me to explain this. You got to look at things really objectively in my case, because I like to give empirical evidence, but when it's just like half truths and marketing bullshit that Nvidia and AMD and Intel now with their Xtreme lineup coming up, it's hard to keep track of all this stuff at once. But I'm basically sure that you should not take this information like at face value, because if you're trying to wait for this graphics card to come out, you'll be hurt when it comes out. And I want people to make informed decisions based on objective truths, like empirical stuff that can be objectively proved, not stuff that's up to conjecture. And that's it. I'm not trying to say I'm like in favor of Nvidia or AMD or even Intel. Usually I just pick up the fastest stuff around when it comes out for sale. And I do like my RTX features. So if you're talking about, there's really no information out whether or not the upcoming AMD 5900 XT will even have hardware ray tracing on it. I have my doubts regarding that, but I mean, based on what we have now, inclusive of ray tracing assets, I can tell you that Nvidia will most likely have a slightly faster card than what is currently out right now in the form of the RTX 2080 Ti, and will be significantly faster than the RTX 2080 Super, but it will not consume 50% less power in order to obtain that 50% boost in performance. Like, absolutely not. So that's kind of it for today. I just got done streaming, live streaming on Mixer today, so I'm really tired. So I'm sorry if I'm kind of slurring my words and I'm not really, I'm not getting my thought process all together at once right now. But yeah, I mean, I think this gets the point across that you shouldn't trust every piece of marketing mumbo jumbo that you see online. Look at things objectively and come to a reasonable consensus before you make your decision on how you will proceed on your upgrade cycles. And yeah, that's pretty much all the information that I really wanted to let people know about, because so many people are coming in my stream telling me about, oh, I think the RTX 3080 is going to consume 50% less power, and it's going to be 50% faster than the 2080 Ti. And it's just completely up to conjecture. And I got to do the facepalm thing like Captain Picard on the Enterprise. So unfortunately, it is what it is. But fortunately, you can be smart about it when you listen to opinions that other people have to say, and they try to give you objective truths about something that's not even released yet to the public. So, and not only is it not released to the public yet, it's not even announced, and it most likely will not be announced till like the third quarter of this year. So yeah, take that for as you will. I hope that you can make smarter decisions based on, watching my video, getting information from me. So yeah, if you have any comments or questions, I always like to nerd out in my chat. So put that in the comments section below. Please like and subscribe if you have not. And yeah, please have a fantastic day. I appreciate everyone's support lately. As always, I try to make videos every day. Again, sorry today, I'm very tired, but I want to push out one of these videos every day, no matter what, even at the end of my 19-hour streams. So yeah, that's it for today. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.